Revelation 7, verses 9 through 10. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man can number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. Revelation 7, verses 9 to 10.
All right. Grand Rising, good morning to each and every one of you. Grand Rising, hello. This is the Mack Morning Show. It's 2 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock in the Central Time Zone, and that's 10:02 in the East Coast there. Right here on the Mack Morning Show, Grand Rising, good morning to each and every one of you that are here on this great morning. Thank you for sharing with us and being here with us. I'd like to fill you in on a little something. And as you saw in the title, the lead that we usually have, we don't know really sometimes if breaking news like we had on last evening in my region where I live here and in the South. We had terrible weather that came through. We had a tornado that actually came through the town that I'm in and in the area that I'm in, and substantial damage south of, thank God he watched over us, but south of us and even in the Delta, those of you that are in Clarksdale, Mississippi and Lambert and all the way down there, Greenwood, Greenville, we got hit here in North Mississippi, Marshall County, WKRA 92.7 on our FM dial, our licensed carrier, our viewership there and our listenership there. There's some serious damage that has been done in our area in Hernando, Mississippi, south over in Tunica, our brothers and sisters in Tunica, Mississippi. We're praying for all of you. We're asking that you please have your not just your prayers, but just check on your people. If you got people that are in the state of Mississippi, if you got people that do live here in this region, y'all call them in the Memphis area. Call them and see what's going on. And in North Mississippi, Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, especially down there in Hernando and coming over into Walls, all the way over into there was substantial damage. People in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, in the very, very neighborhood that my uncle lived in for over 70 odd years in that community. That's where that tornado was in the city of St. Louis. He's no longer alive. or anything, and his family moved out there. But just close right there in that area is right where that tornado had happened. And yes, there was substantial damage, and we're grateful for everybody that's here is sharing with us here on the Mac Man Morning Show. I had an interesting conversation this morning, and I want to just say to my contacts in the city of Harvey situation, there's some development, and I'm just glad that you can talk to people and they give you the information that you need. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but there's something interesting that I want you all to see. The tricks and the trades and the politics that are going on in this community to try to eliminate us. There's an education that I received from my sister Zoe. Uh, I'm gonna tell y'all about Zoe gonna come on soon, and she was giving us a 14th Amendment education. And I want to talk about that this week. We got to know what we're dealing with, that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution was designed, that was our bill. That was the bill designed to let people know that black people, that people that were born here, we had every right, and it's in the United States Constitution. And it's there, folks. It's not for the immigrants. It's not for, and I love everybody. My thing is, don't hurt or harm anybody that's here in America. We never have been like that. I like to say, hey to Foxy, hey, I didn't call the roll. Let me call the roll. To Deacon Alvin Moore, chairman of our deacon board, to the saints of God everywhere, to the section leader of the alto section, that's Sharon Reed, the Apostle Anthony Reed. Good morning to all of you. To Alice, the blessed child of God, who is our chief usher moderator and have been since day one here on the Mac Man Morning Show, Mac Media 3 Productions. She's our chat coordinating editor and et cetera, et cetera. Don't play with her. We got the trustee chairperson. See, the deacons in the church, and not you, Deacon Mo, and Trustee Foxy. When I'm talking about other place, you got to watch the chairman of the trustee board and deacon board, in the church I used to go to. And I'm just me, who I am. I like to welcome everybody that's here, everybody that's listening. I'm looking in the chat now. Welcome to all of you that are here. And I got news for you. Want you to like and subscribe. Let me explain something. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later too. We need your support. StreamYard has limited us in what we could do. And I can't put anything that I really need up. I can put some things up, but we're going to go through this broadcast. We're doing a drive here. I'm doing a drive. I'm doing a $10 drive. I'm doing a $10 drive. If any of our supporters can get and support us with $10, and if we got 50, that means that's 10 times 50. Y'all do the math. I didn't do well in school. And math, y'all tell me. We need your assistance and we need your help. I don't do this, and I'm just asking, and that's the last time you're going to hear me say that. I need your assistance. We do. And it's detrimental, not detrimental. I'm not going to even go there. We need your help. And with your help, we can do the programming and the things that we need to do here at the McMahon Morning Show. I'm going to broadcast. If I got nothing, I'm going to make sure that I get on the air somehow, some way. I'm going to make sure that this show that has been dedicated to the people and for you all, and you get your information and inspiration here. We're going to be here. We're here. We're a force to be reckoned with, because you know why? It's always the ones that's struggling. You got to go through something. So this is our just go through something period, and we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. And I can run my commercials because I can't bring any photos up or anything. If you all help us to get our controls back, everything is in store, but I can't present it, and I can't work like that. And I believe that there's people that are out there right at the bottom of your screen. Get somebody that has it, please. Those are the mechanisms that you can use to help support us. I'm not one to beg or anything like that, but we need to keep independent media, independent black media. I got to just tell the truth, because nobody's going to tell us exactly. I don't have all the answers, Miss Poole. I ain't got all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I don't have all but I bet you I can get them. I may not know everybody, but I'll get the interview. They're going to have to come on here, and they're going to have to come straight. There's nobody that I've ever brought on the McMahon Morning Show to interview that they were coming over. They thought they was getting over slick on me. One, I know them. Two, you ain't gonna come over here and clown with my audience, with people that are even in the bushes. I love all y'all in the bushes too, and everybody that has ever supported Diane Black. That's our next Congresswoman of the state of Mississippi. We need you because we need some FEMA money, Diane Black. We need some FEMA money here. And I don't think that the man, Mr. Trey Kelly, talking about he's retiring, but he want to throw rockets and throw wrenches in the wind and everything and trying to block you. We support you. The Magman Morning Show is your media outlet for Diane Black, the next Congresswoman of the state of Mississippi. 96,000 votes. And then they got some jokers up there talking all that foolishness like she hasn't paid her dues. She paid her dues. She ain't got nothing to prove to nobody, but just get the vote. And we're going to support her. And that goes to anybody that I know in the legislature or anywhere else. I'm going to stand up for Diane Black. And if you don't like it, you go somewhere. Y'all not, and even if you will, I'm so glad. See, this is why I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm not for sale. If you don't want to support me, that's fine. I'm not going to go begging just because you say you'll give me a contract or I know you and you can make this and you can make that. Don't say this and don't say that. You got me messed up. I'm going to stand up for what's right. I'm going to do what I have to do. He gave me this voice, this talent to do. This is what he wants. This is what the good Lord wants me to do. This is the Magman Morning Show. Every morning I start off with the scripture of God to present the word. Go before us, God, because I don't know what's going on. I'm not a heathen. I'm a broadcaster. But in all your ways, you acknowledge God. I'm sorry for those of you all that may not believe. That's your business. I'm not trying to advocate for you. That's okay. But I'm going to let my little light shine. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be decent. I'm going to come professional. I'm going to make sure that anything that I say, I can back up with receipts. Anybody that comes on the Magman Morning Show, have yourself together because I'm going to do my research too. That's what the people, Miss Poole, that I do. Miss Poole got her business together. Good morning, Miss Poole. Thank you for coming in. You haven't heard anything yet. Let me tell you this. Excuse me. I do anything because people think I'm not going to. I'm not fussing this morning, but I got to set the devil straight early this morning. I feel Brother Martin G. Johnson in the room. He said, "Tell the truth and shame the devil, Miss Poole." That's what he said. We said that. I believe that. Let me tell you this here. Harvey's situation. Y'all know Kobe Chapman, the alderwoman of the second ward, our friend and the crusader, the one that threw the match. But Miss Poole gave her the match to strike. Not the lady that with the $2,000 house that was sold. Oh, that was beyond that. It's something deeper than that. And this is the person that was that gave her the information. I mean, you're talking about research and receipts. You're getting ready to hear something, and we're playing programming. The Mack Media 3 Productions, we're getting ready to show you and open up the door to the corruption. And we know it's there, but you got to know who's around you that's hooking and crooking. If I know the crook is behind me, I got enough time to pull my stuff out to defend myself. But when you come and you stab people in the back, poor people, black people that have tried their best to do all. Yeah, Martin is he's great. That's my brother. Martin G. Johnson ran that remote for us, and we played it all over the nation because we worked together. So we're going to take up a cause. We're going to do what's right. So come right. And I got these receipts, and the person came right with them receipts. Oh, Mr. Mack, I got the receipts. That's all I need to hear. So we're going to do what we have to do. Y'all ain't heard nothing, and I'm going to shut up about that because you can't tell everybody what you're doing. Good morning, grand rising to all of you. Diane Black, wave at us or say something to us. Give us a couple of syllables. We're out. And Diane has told me I'm running. I said, that's it. That's all I need to know. You ain't had to tell me nothing else. That's all you had to say is what you said to me. That's all I need. And that's what God loves. And we're going to do what we have to do. So this is the Magman Morning Show. I got Foxy 2, Roxy 3 is here with me. Brother Lee should be on his way. Foxy, you better come get your brother this morning. Let me bring her up and stage her before it wouldn't be right to have her sitting here listening. Come on, Foxy. Good morning to you. Grand rising to you, sister.
Good morning and grand rising to all the kings and queens.
Yeah. I know you say this man went nuts around. Yeah, Holland and Gary. Oh, but they think they just can push us around or something, Foxy, like we ain't gonna come on or something. And I like to thank you for your great research on our main topic that we're going to be talking about on today. Let me tell you something about people that are researchers that you don't understand. I'm just going to give you your flowers before we go to the first break. I'm going to say this: when you have to do broadcasting and you're broadcasting, you're an organization that presents news, and you gotta stress this point, and it was stressed to me when you're giving news. That means you got to tell the truth. You got to be unbalanced. You got to be fair and unbalanced. That means all you do is present the facts. You're more than a lawyer almost because you're giving visual and audio and visual from sound and visual of what's going on. Bring me to another point that I'm going to get to. And I want to thank Foxy 2 Roxy 3 and for her, the Foxy Angel Zone. She's a great hostess and the founder of that wonderful program, along with and Alice, the blessed child of God. She has a wonderful platform, and I like I told them they doing what I tell them, and that night put it in the chat. That's right, put it in the chat. Good morning to all of you all, um, and doing a great job. So I wanted to just say that right quick. You got anything you want to say this morning, right quick before we go to break?
All I want to say is thank you, and it's an honor to be working with you and Brother Lee. It highlights my mornings, and talking with different
Oh
ones
my
and not the
goodness,
chat highlights my morning too. And all those that's not in the chat, you
Lee.
also highlight my mornings. So thank you.
What'd you say, Lee? Lee somewhere, Lord, but I thank you. I'm glad that y'all work good together. It's just good to have great brother Lee, our co-host. I'm sad I can't put my stuff up, y'all. Y'all see the what's down there. So Foxy, you can tell the people. This is important because it limits us. It puts a limit on us broadcast wise. We just got to jump over this hurdle. There's some other things that are going on that are going to take care of this, but I'm glad that we're on and it seemed like we're coming along pretty good. What you say, Foxy? You hear everything pretty good?
I hear everything
Kind of
perfectly
better.
clear.
It's kind of, you know something. We might have something here. I don't know. Come on, y'all, come on and do what you do. And we gonna be all right. The Mac Man Morning Show is gonna be wonderful. I'd like to say, hey, grand rising to everybody. We'll be right back. I think I can play it. Yeah, I can play these. They didn't mess with these. These are thank you. These are this is what I have here. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. I got Foxy 2, Roxy 3. She's here, and Brother Lee should be here in a little bit if he doesn't have anything this morning. Our co-host here. We'll be right back, y'all. Let me see something right quick. I will be right back.
Tune in to the Mac Man Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mac Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection. And I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
And it's 21 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock, 21 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. This is the Magman Morning Show, Grand Rising. Good morning to each and every one of you that's in the chat. We'd like to say good morning to Dr. J. Where you at, man? He's on tour and he's doing some things and he's recovering well. We're praising God for you and we're thanking you that you're still here with us. We want to say grand rising, good morning to each and every one of you that are here. I got Foxy 2 Roxy 3 is here with me, and there's something that I want to bring out. Okay, Sharon's on her way to the doctor, on her way to urgent care. Keep us posted, Sharon, on what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I hope it's nothing serious. Okay. All right. You got to be concerned about the people. Sharon Reed and her family, her father, and Anthony Reed has been listening to the Magna Morning Show ever since we've been on the air. They listen every morning along with Diane Black and her father. They listen every morning, and I got a great respect for them. And yes, please do keep them in your prayers. And Sharon, keep us aware of what's going on. And I like that in you all, that you all do care about people like that. And we're grateful for everything. Foxy, how are you? Again, where you at now? I got to see.
I'm right
Okay,
here.
there you
I'm
go.
right here. I have not left.
All right. You know, okay. No, you ain't going nowhere. Listen. Okay. And okay, let me say this also before we get into our discussion on this morning. And it's real interesting. You know, they can holler and scream about the advocacy of the immigrants, and you'd be surprised at what they were getting. And I was surprised. And as a journalist, I'm not one for, and they call, they say, well, are you a liberal? You are conservative. No, I'm just real. If it's real, it's real. We've been here in this country forever. Our parents, like I was saying about the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, is the Black People's Bill. That's our amendment to the Constitution that guaranteed us the rights and the privileges that we rightfully deserved after whatever the Civil War, whatever the case may be. I got to get the actual. If I can get the link, I should have got the link. But I'm going to talk about this leading off this because it's been some shenanigans and some bull jive that's been going on, brothers and sisters, in Congress and everywhere else. That goes for Benny Thompson and everybody else. Whoever the Democrats are, whoever they are, and I am a Democrat, a registered one. That don't mean nothing. I got my own mind, though. Hold on a second. Okay, Foxy, do you have that, what you just sent to me? I'm going to put this up here. I want you to read it, but I'm going to lead into what we're doing. See, that's what, okay, I want you to hold your glass of Kool-Aid right quick. and I'm going to just pull up something. I'm so glad that we can do visual and you can hear me. Those of you that are on WKRA, you can hear me. But I'm glad for our YouTube audience, you can replay this also if you can. And if you are at your, wherever you are, you may be in your homes, your places of business, minding your business, and you don't want nobody hearing what you're doing. I want to say good morning, grand rising to you. This is the problem that I have with when people say we supposed to support the immigrants. Okay, they shipped them here, and they crossed the border, and the governors they sent them people to these various cities, including many of the cities. They dumped them off in the South too. Don't think they ain't down there. They were working for the cotton pickers and the bean pickers or whatever. The agriculture had them down there. They picking oranges and lettuces and tomatoes and whatever was out there in that field. There's some people that had to pick those things and those produce and that and those so forth and so on. This is the support that they give, and courtesy of the Foxy Angel Zone provided this information to the MacMan Morning Show. Let me say that once again. The Foxy Angel Zone provided the information that you see on the screen to me and was sent to me from the Foxy Angel Zone and Foxy 2, Roxy 3. I want to thank you very much. But this is what they sent to me, and it shocked me. It shocked me. Hang on to your hat. You need to know some information about what's going on. You can talk loud, holler, and scream, but when you got the numbers on your side and you got the evidence, the actual evidence, and the receipts, as they say, well, let's look at this. What kind of assistance will I get upon arriving in the U.S. as a refugee? Now, the backstory on this is, and Foxy, bring up the backstory on this about why we're here and about those South Africans that came over. Can you share with us the backstory on this before we get into this right here?
Okay. The backstory is with these immigrant refugees. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I can't hear you. Go
These
ahead.
refugees was a part of the apartheid in Africa. They took
Mm-hmm.
over the land over the black Africans. Now that the black Africans are taking over and has a black president, they took back the land from them. They're only coming over here as a refugees because they can't find employment. They're not in poverty. They're not being beat up or killed, unalive. Let me correct my part. Unalive or anything like that. They're only unemployed. There's a difference from going through hardship where you're being abused, unalive, um, families been displaced and going through what they took the black Africans through. Now they can't find a job because they took their land back. They took what belonged to them back. Now they want to come over here in the United States and become a citizen of the United States. They're expediting them to be able to have citizenship. They're expediting for them. And it's 8,000
Okay.
applications still waiting over in Africa to come over here behind these 59 people.
Okay. And then okay, now hold on a second. I want you to hold your coffee right there. Now, I don't want you to go too far. Well, first, no, that's good. Now, that's the backstory of it. And like to say good morning. Look at who's and that come to service this morning, Alice, your vice president of the usher board. That means that's our other moderator. That's Penelope is here. She's here in the bushes, but she came and say, "Hey, I just want to acknowledge her. She's here." You are exactly right in what you're saying. These are not black Africans, folks. Let's not get this fun. And this is not black South Africans. These are rich. Let me say it again. Very rich. Elon Musk buddies and his folks over there that have businesses and everything. And the South Africans say, we're not doing business with you. We don't have to. After Nelson Mandela and apartheid, look it up, as Brother Lee would say. Look up Nelson Mandela and you'll know what I mean. The white people over there in South Africa were so ruthless They were British. They came over from the Brits. They came over from. Am I right about that? Foxy, somebody help me out now.
Yeah,
Am
they
I right
were
about that?
they were
They're German,
German and British, and they
German
came
and
over.
British,
They came over
hmm
and took over the land,
and
and they
Dutch. I
had
think they were Dutch too.
Dutch, and
hmm
they enslaved the black Africans over there. They demolished what they had over there. They took and stripped
Yes,
them of the land that was
yes.
theirs. They stripped
They
it
are
of them.
Dutch. And Penelope, you right. I was. They were Dutch. I mean, and now here you got these Anglo Saxons over there beating the folks and whooping folks, the slums and Stephen Biko. I'll never forget before I heard about Nelson Mandela, I heard about Stephen Biko. There was wait a minute, you said the South Africans they were Dutch, they weren't British, but it wasn't they where did they get the British rule from? They had some ties. Britain had something to do with them. So did Britain colonize the Dutch or in some kind of way? How did they get involved in that with the apartheid? If you can give me something brief on that, Penelope, if you can. But come on in again, Foxy, with what you were saying. That okay, in saying all of that, we live here. We were born and raised here. Our ancestors were here. We were brought here forcibly. And the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, as you politely put it into the chat, and I'm going to just pull it up right here, that the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1868, is a cornerstone of American civil rights, particularly for African Americans and other marginalized groups. Let me go back to the first part. It says African American. It was for us black folks. I don't know why they always use this African Americans. So we black. We got. I'm saying loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I know that they're mixed colors, but that's okay. I ain't mean to go there like that though. But now it's absolutely true. The 14th Amendment was for us, Foxy. Now, okay, we ain't refugees or nothing. We're citizens, duly what rightful citizens, natural citizens, born citizens of the. And the 14th Amendment said that we got a right. When you're born here, you're a citizen. There's some restrictions that they're trying to put in now, and some conferences and some things like that they're trying to put up in there, some how tos and things. hmm They're trying to do all that. All the South Africans are Dutch. You said that. I remember. Yeah, I got that. I was looking at something else. But let's look at this, Foxy. You sent me this. All right, let me read this. You looking at it too on
Yes,
the
I am.
screen, Foxy? Okay, at the top of it. Now they hollering and screaming. They say this is what the refugees get when they come over here. Refugees arriving in the U.S. receive initial resettlement, check this out, assistance from the government agencies and nonprofit churches, Salvation, all them 501c3s from nonprofit organizations. They say, here's a breakdown of the support you can expect. This is the thing that they're telling the refugees. As a refugee, this is what you get. Let's start with the Luke. You with me, Foxy? Can you see it?
Oh, I can see it quite well.
Okay, I'm scooting up a little bit. One time grant. When you get here, this is just a grant. This is a one-time grant to get you, put some tools and fruits in your pocket. $1,275 per person. That means if you got 50 kids, they get $1,275. Come on now, let's let that set in for just a second. No matter what, the Arabs, all of them, wherever they come from. Am I right, Foxy? This ain't just for the South Africans. This is if the refugees come from any of them countries, Afghanistan, any stand, all them stands from all them oppressed countries that they let them in. This is what they get. Am I right or wrong, Miss Foxy? Come on, help me out now.
You are absolutely right. That's per
All right, let
person
me
or per adult. That ain't including the
per
children.
person. That ain't including the children. What the children don't get this? They said every person. I'm looking at it right here. They
The
said every
children get
person,
zero money. They get the
ma'am.
adult get the 1,200. The children
Okay,
get
the adults get it.
and then they
Okay,
get
wait a minute. I don't
assistance.
want to go too far. No, no, no. We going too far out. You're taking the horse. Y'all roll over. Okay, I got you. Okay, I want to read this right quick. Let me see. It says cash assistance. Okay, that's below. It says dependent on eligibility, you may receive aid from programs like Refugee Cash Assistance, the RCA. They got a refugee cash assistance program for individuals or temporary assistance for needy families. Have you heard that before? TANF money. That's what that quarterback down there in Jackson, Brett Favre, took that TANF money for temporary. So when your family's in need, you need that. You need some emergency food stamps, some money. You need some. That's where the program comes from to help people that's in need. Show needs some TANF money in some places. Some folks need some help for families with children. They get that out. They gonna get that assistance from not only just from TANF, but they got refugee cash. They letting you know what it is. It's cash assistance. Now they may have some more money for the children and the mamas in a minute. We're gonna see in a minute. Housing, okay, and they get SNAP food stamps. They get plenty of food stamps. They were getting food stamps. Ooh, Lord help us. Lord, some folk want some food stamps. Is that Brother Lee coming in here? Wait a minute. I want to see if Brother Lee is in here. I'm sorry, Brother Lee. Brother Lee is here. Brother Lee Mack, our co-host. Welcome, Brother Lee. Can you say hello to the peoples while I go back to the screen right quick? Hello to the
Great,
peoples.
great day,
Great deal.
everyone.
Yeah, the
Amen. Good.
good
All right.
morning, my brother
All
in
right.
my partner in crime.
That's just like
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he say, oh, Lord help us. This is the McMahon Morning Show. Grand rising to each and every one of you that's here. It's 37 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. We're here with our panel. Our full panel is here. Brother Lee Mack, our co-host, and our chief commentator of the McMahon Morning Show, and our wonderful special guest, commentator, partner in crime, the Brother Lee, God help us all. Foxy 2 Roxy 3, who's the wonderful hostess of the Foxy Angel Zone right here on YouTube. She's here with us on the panel. Brother Lee, we were talking about the the assistance that's being received by refugees and people that have that status, and we were talking about those folks that were brought over from South Africa and what they receive when they get here. Not that I'm jealous or anything, but there are people that need these. If every American could get these basic services to help them. Now, there are some people that abuse the system. There are some everywhere. But if every American had this kind of shot that the refugees get when they come over here, we're gonna see. That concerns me. That's what we're really talking about right now. I'm gonna go through this. I'm on the screen now if y'all can see me, but can you still see it, Foxy? Y'all,
Yes, he
you
can
and
still
Lee,
see
y'all
you.
can see. Okay, and Lee, if you can see, okay, I'm on number two, housing assistance. We went through the monetary thing. Let me go up and review just a little bit for you. This is what they get when they come here. They get that 12. Adults will get $1,275 a person. That this is just through this program here. This is one program. A recipient and the and placement, the RP program. That's one program they're going to get some money from. The second program is going to be dependent on their eligibility because I guess a mom and them get different things. They said you may receive aid from programs like Refugee Cash Assistance, the RCA, that's two, and the TANF program, that's three, for the needy families and with children, and four, they'll get something from SNAP. They get food stamps. That's four things that they get when they get into the country that they're going to get. We're at number two. I'm not going to go through all of this, but just some of the main ones to light the fire of the conversation. Housing assistance, initial housing, a settlement agency. Check that out now. Resettlement agency will help secure a place to stay, but long-term rent is your responsibility. You getting financial aid, you gonna get some money to pay that section. They gonna give them Section 8 or whatever, housing and things. Come on, go with me. Basic furnishing. They gonna give them some furnishing. May be provided. Means somebody's contracted with the government to provide furniture for them new apartments and them new Section 8 houses that they get. Am I on the right track, Foxy? Come on now, you sent this to me now. Come on, talk to me.
Yes, you are on the right track. They
All right,
already
let's
set it up for that.
all right, let's get to the utilities and internet. Now, those of y'all that pay internet, say hallelujah in the chat somewhere. You paying for internet, whether it's on your phone or something, or some of us, we got some technology that helps us find some signal somewhere. There, that I learned that there's no such thing as paid internet, no internet signal. Some people can block them. If you go and you go on cruise ships and things like that, they can block you. And but then if you pay them, they can unblock it so that you can receive, but you're going to pay for it. So they hooking and crooking everywhere. They'll pay your utilities, not typically covered now. They're saying this. We don't do this for everybody, but some local programs. That's program number 5. Now that's 6. That's housing, furnished. That's 7 organizations so far. They got some limited offers. They're just saying that we got some folks that we got to spend this money. Now, when they do the budget in Congress, they allot money, billions of dollars for these programs. This is just for the refugees. We ain't got to. What they ain't giving us not medical assistance. Got to go to the doctor. Got high blood pressure coming from Arabia and all them places. They shooting guns and blowing folks up and everything. You got PTSD, XYZ, WYZOZ, the children nervous, the dog nervous, the cat nervous, everybody nervous, babysitter's nervous, babysitter, boyfriend, everybody nervous. So they gonna get them some refugee medical assistance. That's RMA. That's the 8th organization. Up to, get this, 1 year of health insurance if you do not qualify. But when you don't qualify because you ain't no citizen. Oh, you ain't a citizen. Am I right so far, Foxy? I ain't going to go down too much to the job point. We're going to talk about these 3. But am I on the right track before I go to these last 2 points right here?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're gonna give them medical
All
insurance
right.
if they don't qualify for Medicaid.
Lord, if you don't, they say if you don't, you know you don't. Because why? You an alien. Am I refugee? Come from country. They ain't got nothing, no nothing to eat or nothing like that. And they hopped on them planes. That's why they was hopping on them planes and stuff, trying to get it out of Afghanistan and Pakistan and them stands to get over here because they knew if they just hit the land, this is what they'll get. They'll get free medical screenings, meaning all your screening, heart attack, whatever it is, and medical health support for trauma related. If your kid needs serious emergency heart transplant surgery, liver, kidneys or something, or whatever, if you sick and you need something, you get top flight care, A-rated care, free. Free. I ain't got to number 4 yet. Let's talk about that now. We're going to bring our panel in, and we're going to talk about this. We got Brother Lee Mack, our wonderful co-host of the Mack Man Morning Show. I went too far. And we have Foxy 2, Roxy 3. Foxy is the host of the Foxy Angel Zone. She's here. She gave us this information. And I had to go through it to check it out to see what was going on. And I'll start with the lady that brought, Lord have mercy, I did the wrong thing, that brought the information to us. I'll get back to it. Foxy 2, Roxy 3. Foxy and Lee knows, and he knows. Now, Lee's got the information about who these people are, and y'all think they was broke, they need the service, but let's talk about this. Foxy, where do all of these services come for these people?
They was
How do they
created for them.
entitle to this and black people? Well, my thing is, how do they entitled and the black? I mean, we need some of this. They get free. I mean, if you could help somebody out, $1,200 just off the bat, just we're gonna help you out. Then we're gonna give you financial assistance. They got a cash reserve. They got something that can help you out to keep you alone, to help you pay your rent and food stamps and everything else. What do you think about that? And they talking about they getting ready to cut Medicare and everything, but they got these for these folks. Foxy, go ahead.
Well, you got to understand what they're doing is okay. Everybody was fussing. Get rid of the immigrants. Get rid of the immigrants. They need to go. So you got rid of most of the immigrants, which mostly are Hispanic. You got rid of all of them, and now you bringing them over, saying that they were, suppressed. They were going through crisis. They need to be over here. They need to flee from South
Oh,
Africa.
so it's a switcheroo. We'll give the white folks the advantage of coming over here like they was doing for the Hispanics and the other folks.
Right. See, the Hispanics, everybody, right, they came over here, took our black jobs, took our money, took our this, took our that. Well, now they got you believing that they were so bad. Most of them was working. But you got rid of those that's working. So now they're bringing the white ones over here to take their jobs and work in their spots. And they were farmers. Think about the word farmers. So all you farmers out there, black and white, that sat back and wanted to get rid of the immigrants, now these white farmers that took over South Africa, their farmland, are coming over here to take over your farmland. But y'all was too busy to get rid of the immigrants who was helping you. Now you bring over somebody that's getting ready to take over your territory. I just want you to
Okay.
marinate on
I
that.
I want to I want to set something up for everybody. Okay, you might be okay. What Penelope is saying, and I'm following what you're saying. That it's not all they are not undocumented people. Okay, you saying that, but just to be clear, refugees are not undocumented people. Hmm. Okay.
And
Then below.
they're expediting their citizenship here. They
Okay.
didn't do that with the
Okay.
Hispanics, but they're expediting these
They're
people and they're
expediting.
bringing them over. I mean, making sure that they become citizens within a short length of time.
So you mean
And
they're putting them at the head of the line and giving
exactly,
them the opportunity, and then what you're doing is you're taking. Because I want to know something, Brother Lee. I don't know why StreamYard is knocking people off. That's okay. I'm going to talk about what I have to talk about. And our show is what it is. It is. So, they get these strange things. I'm not here for the numbers. I'm here for the facts. You can get our show, replay it. You can go to Mag Media 3 or Magman Morning Show on YouTube and replay any of our shows. You don't have to be restricted towards that. We're going to continue to go forth. I want to bring in Brother Lee on something real quick, Foxy. As far as knowing who these people now, sometimes when you hear refugee, you think Poe Pilgrim or Sarah or somebody that's out there that's Poe and they dragging, or the people that you see in the Sudan and place. They don't even help those people or people in Haiti. Who are these people that were brought over on this plane, Brother Lee?
Well, well, these people, they are associated and closely associated with the president. Um, uh, that's a ploy. That's a plan that they have to get their people in here, and those people have actually paid to be here, under the table. What they call their refugees. They've actually, put in some money on those people that are in power, Trump. So they're not his friends. They're paid to get into this country. But we can go back further than what we're talking about
But are
with
these
the
some
people.
poor folks, Lee? This is what I was saying.
Well,
These ain't
well,
no
well,
tramps and bums
well.
off the
That's the
street.
thing.
These white
That's
folks
what I'm
being
saying. These
whooped and
people,
hurt. Go ahead.
they
Okay, I'm
can
sorry.
they
Go
can
ahead.
afford they can afford to stay in their own country. It's not because they've been driven out. These people haven't. Okay, when you mention refugees, when anybody mentions refugees, you think that their people are being persecuted for their political beliefs, their religious beliefs, or their skin color, something of that effect, or this country has been overrun by another country, by another power, and they flee their country, and they have nowhere else to go but live in these camps. But these people are not living in any camps. See, that's what we associate refugees with, is that their people living, they would be living in camps and tents, and they would be, they don't have anywhere else to go, and they're being persecuted. But these people are not being persecuted. If we're talking about the ones in South Africa, the Caucasians, they're not being persecuted. They're given the right to vote. They're given the freedom of movement. They're given the freedom of speech. So they're no way qualified as refugees. More like tourists, more like on vacation, but they're going to permanently try to stay here. We can go back to the 1920s and before that, where they were passed a government, your government and my government passed a law that limited anyone from Africa from coming here. And they didn't excuse the ones from Europe and other countries. They were allowed to come here and to this country and even purchase land. If you can look it up, sister, look that up. They were allowed to come here and buy land. They came from Europe by the thousands, by the hundreds of thousands, and that was before the turn of the 20th century. Back in the 1800s, when black folks was so-called free, they didn't allow any more of us to come here freely from Africa and buy land, or even the ones that were here. We couldn't purchase any land. The government had a plan, a law that they had passed that you could buy land in the West. So hundreds of thousands of white folks would get on a boat from Europe, and they would come over, and they could go to the West and buy land in Oklahoma, Nebraska, and all of those places. We weren't allowed to participate in that situation. So you can go back to just after slavery. We were going west, but we couldn't purchase any land. Not like to the extent of the Caucasians. So that's the thing we're talking about now. Refugees, they don't fall under the definition of refugees. Not
Okay,
even by any
and
stretch
you're
of the
exactly right. But what where I was going to also is to the fact that look at what they are being offered.
Well, we can
That's
get into
my
that
hot.
too.
No, wait. That's what I want to. But I want to go to another point, a couple of more of these points, and bring them out of what they're getting. What these those persons that have been designated refugees. However, but these white folks and got up front and they told these other people that might qualify to be refugees, you ain't getting nothing else no more or whatever. And these are the things that they're providing for people that got money. That's what I'm talking about. They got money. They got money over here in offshore accounts, and the rich people that Elon Musk and them put up. That's what I'm talking about. And let's go here. People talking. I mean, I'm talking about the resources that are available. And you say, yeah, we got these are accessible to us, Penelope. And I was watching, but I don't see not like this. Work. Let's talk about work. And we're gonna get into this, and then we'll go to the break after we get into this a little bit. Work and employment support. Work authorization. Refugees are eligible to work immediately upon arrival. You got you a job immediately. You got all the support. You got all the food stamps. You got all the housing. You got all the things that you need. You can go to Walmart and buy you some clothes. Y'all got food stamps up the wazoo. You got everything that makes you start. All the allowances, all the 9 agency 10 right here agencies and that you have right here. You ain't even started work. Now you can start work. Let's go on down. That's just that. Immediately you get you a job. Second thing, it says job placement assistance from resettlement agencies. I don't know how many 501c3s that sign up and say, we're agency for this, we're agency for that, and ain't helping nobody, but you getting the money from the government. And this is another one right here. Half of us can't speak the game. Free English classes. Dollar, emergency, stop, go, don't do, police, fire, children, school, registry. You got to know how to speak the language to get these other benefits. And I ain't even got the social services Let's talk about it, Brother Lee. That's where I want to go, Foxy. I want you sent this to us, and I want you to, Lord have mercy. I want you to talk about these things right here and lead this in. Brother Lee, y'all can come on, lead into this, and we'll talk about this a little bit, and we'll go to break. If you want to go to break now, we can go to break and come back, and we just roll with the show. How about that? You want to go ahead? We can go ahead and do that. We're going to do that right quick. Okay, let's go to break right quick. You're listening to the Macman Morning Show. We're here at 9:55 a.m. We'll be back right after these messages. Get the replay if you get off and they knock us off or whatever. There's still people there. I want y'all to hear what's going on. We're going to do our break real quick, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Tune in to the Macman Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Macman Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection, and I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, you just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
And we're back on the Macman Morning Show. It's 58 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. If you had to be there at 9 o'clock, you're late. But then don't be, well, I can't tell you not to be in a hurry. I can't tell you what to do. Welcome to the Macman Morning Show. We'd like to say hello to all of you that are in the chat. We're just so happy to have you here. We'd like to thank all of our listeners in WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial in Holly Springs, Mississippi. I ain't did that in a long time. I shouldn't be talking and hollering like that. I want to thank Little Red of Big Red's Blues Lounge, the next mayor of the city of Clarksdale. I want to thank Keisha the stylist, the Lock Goddess of Memphis, the world champion, the world-renowned, the internationally known Lock Goddess of Memphis. And I'd like to thank D. Harris of D. Harris Interiors for their contribution to the Macman Morning Show. There's a lot that's entailed. They locked all of my stuff away. I guess they put me on hooky not hooky. They put me in the hooska. I don't know what they did, but we need your. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna say it because I think I talked enough. We need your assistance. If you'd like to help us, please. We have a $10 drive that's going on. You can just contribute just for $10, right? Here at the Magman Morning Show, get somebody that has those mechanisms that we have. That's what we have to receive your donations and your help here at the Magman Morning Show. We're back with Brother Lee Mack, our co-host, and Foxy 2 Roxy 3, host of the Foxy Angel Zone, a wonderful platform that's on YouTube. You all tune in to her. Her platform is in the chat along with Alice, the Blessed Child of God, our lead moderator, and lead usher here, chief of the usher board here at the Macman Morning Show. I'd like to say grand rising to all of you all that have been listening. It's a little bit different. You don't see some of our graphs and things, so don't worry about that. It'll be all right. We just need your support. We're going to jump this hurdle. It's going to be all right. We're on the air now. We're going to be on the air, and we're going to do those things that we need to do. I'm just glad to be here now. We were going over some things about the benefits that these people receive as refugees. And right before the break, we were going to get through and we're going to roll the whole show. Foxy and Brother Lee are going to commentate on the whole show. Brother Lee was up, and then we're going to, I want you all do your summations and everything, and we'll come on back. Brother Lee Mack, our co-host of the Magman Morning Show, I was just throwing that lead out there with what they're receiving. You know, they're getting a lot of benefits, Brother Lee, coming over here getting all these goodies, and I can't get nothing like this. I can't get no help and no car fare and no transportation costs and no housing and all that other stuff that these people one time. Just give me a look. I don't want nobody giving me nothing. Open up the door, please. Just open it up and I'll get it myself. Come on, Brother Lee, with what you got to say. And then Foxy,
Bless you.
y'all have this conversation back and forth because you brought the information. You can point it out. Go ahead, folks.
Well, I would like to say this. We still haven't been compensated for the free work that we've done for 400 years. And so we're not saying that we don't need to ask for nothing. They need to just give us what we're due. And see, we keep talking about we don't want a handout. We want to be repaid. And see, that's the thing. We have the wrong attitude about this. We saying, oh man, that we don't want nothing. We just don't want charity. We want what's owed to us. It's owed to us. And we should have the attitude when you see a brother or sister, you say, hey, they getting too much benefits. They getting the food. They are owed that. And then some. See, we got to stop looking at these things when we get them, because we don't get very much of them, as handouts. No, we're getting what's owed to us, and then we're underpaid. See, we have the wrong attitude when we see somebody getting something that's of our color. We get a little, so we feel a little out of sorts. We say they shouldn't get it. Why is they getting all of that? No, we are owed that. And seeing these people here, that these Caucasians, and they're coming from South Africa and other places in Europe and such, in Israel, and they are getting the whole country of Israel is a welfare state. They don't produce very much of anything. And they rely on the United States for their very existence. But Haiti can't get a dollar. Jamaica can't get a dollar. But Israel can get enough funds from the U.S. They have nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. There's a welfare country that has nuclear weapons. And nobody says anything. That's why I turn it over to Sister for a minute.
Thank you, Brother Lee. And I agree wholeheartedly with what you said. My thing is also just like what happened with the storms this past weekend. There are people that's going to be misplaced and don't have funding, don't have what they need because they dismantled FEMA. Now here's these people coming over here getting everything they need, and here's these people that done been misplaced, lost homes, damages to the homes, and they done destroy FEMA where they can't get no assistance. But these people walking over here getting it with no problem. Okay, well, here you go. Let me help you get a house. Let me help you get some furniture. Let me help you get some clothes. Let me help. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with refugees getting help when they come here because they're coming here because they don't have anything. They left some place where they were suppressed. But these people are not suppressed. They unemployed, just like some of us here in the United States, unemployed. That's all their suppression was, unemployment. And now you want to give them everything that they need, and here we are over here in this country unemployed, trying to scrap to get everything we could get that belong to us, and those that just lost what they did have and worked hard for, and they can't get it now because it's gone because of the storms. And here these people walking over here, you're gonna place them in nice homes, whatever, and money and assistance and green card and trying to make them citizens as soon as possible. And or you see right here say legal assistance with the green card after a year, and citizenship after 5 years. So they trying to hurry up and get them. But then ones that was brown skinned or black African Americans, as they want to call us, we can't get hardly two sets to rub together. But yet you want to help these people out because they're unemployed. That's all. They weren't going through no suppression from any in their country. They was the ones suppressing us over in their country. And they want to come over here and continue to live like they were over there. No, that's not right. I'm sorry. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Y'all was fussing about oh, they were letting everybody across the border. They were doing this across the border. They were paying these people to come over here. Those people were fleeing from suppression, harm, danger to their lives. They were fleeing for their lives. These people ain't fleeing for their lives. They come over here to finish what they was already getting. And I have a problem with that. I now have a problem with refugees coming over here, but if you're going to treat refugees, treat them all the same, not certain ones because of the color of their skin. And I have an issue with that. And that's the problem with us now. We're sitting back and we putting our own people down or our own skin color, but yet we sit back and welcome these over here that's not our skin color, could care less about us because they was over there hurting us when the people that's our skin color. So I'm sorry, I have a problem with these. And they're only bringing 59 over here at a time because they're trying to do it gradually, but they got 8,000 applications over there waiting to come to the United States. So you got rid of the immigrants that's brown and bring over the white ones so they could come over here and get everything that they were working to get and have them over here to get everything with no problem. And that's okay. It's acceptable for them, but it wasn't acceptable for the immigrants that you done put in prison that was citizens and everything else. And this is what the United States have come to now. And this is
I want
acceptable.
I want to I want to do something real quick just to clarify. Where what we're talking about. We're talking about specifically the South African white Afrikaners that came over on a chartered jet. They had money ahead of the line. What I'm saying is there are picks and chooses that they're doing now. They're stacking the deck. We'll put these other people out of here. But yet and still and all, not trying to say, and it's a paper thing. The Constitution says we got to do this, but we get to pick and choose who comes in this country. Am I going in the right direction, Foxy and Lee? If that's where we're at, right? That's what I
Well,
was trying to explain. Okay, come
well,
on in, y'all. Come on. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
well.
Go ahead,
I
brother
would
Lee.
I'll say it's always been like that. You can look at history and look at it in the 1800s, 18 after the Civil War. There was hundreds of thousands of Caucasians coming to this country, and they excluded any people from Africa that could come to here. See, that's the thing. They made a law. You know, you couldn't have anybody from a brown country, a black country. They couldn't come here like that from Africa, from the continent of Africa. And see, and that's the thing. And they're doing it now. They've been doing it for a while. Yes, we see a few of us come from Africa, but nothing like the numbers that are coming from Europe. that are coming from South Africa, Caucasian wives. And those people are like they've been said. Those people are not persecuted. They're not, by the definition of refugees, they're not one. They're not a, they won't qualify. But by the stroke of a pen from a president that's an idiot, that's a fool, and he's a thief. He's a thief and a fool. See,
Exactly.
that's a dangerous combination when you got a thief and a fool. You know, you can have a fool, but you can't have a thief. But you got a thief and a fool that's bringing people. He's doing whatever he wakes up in the morning and say, "Oh yeah, I got to do this. I got to get rid of them, and I got to get them." You know, people that look like him. And see, and that's the thing. We should be outraged about it because they're
And
taking our resources and they're giving it to people who already have resources.
Exactly.
And
You
and
know,
and what I'm saying is this: I wanna go through this just for a second. We're rolling. We ain't going through no breaks or anything like that. We done got all of that out of the way. I like to let everybody know this is the Mack Man Morning Show. I got Brother Lee Mack and our co-host and our wonderful guest commentator. We have Foxy Two, Roxy Three. I wanted to go through just a couple of more of these benefits that these people get. Now, I'm not going to be able to go through all of them, and I'm going to see once we get our resources back, we can post in the chat, or if Foxy could do it somehow to post in the chat this actual information if you would like it. I think all of us need to have it to see. This is just one of the sheets she sent me. I ain't got through the two. I ain't got to the second one, Foxy. This one kind of blew my mind. I ain't even get to the other one, but I'll do part two sometime this week. I'm going to have to do that. Like I say, grand rising to everybody. Okay, now number 5. It says social services and integrative support. Did I get that right? Integration support. Integrating you
Yeah.
here. Isn't that something? Integration support. Look at the words, y'all. My teacher always told me, boy. She never called me boy. Mama called me boy. Know what you're reading. Integration support. All right. Cultural orientation. Getting what? Helping you to adjust to life in the United States. Do y'all see what's going on? Now the white people that come over here, they're gonna teach you how to be prejudiced to the black folks. Like all the other nationalities, I'm just gonna tell the truth, not all, but there's some nationalities that come over here that look just like us. There's some Africans that come here and say, you some stupid people, black people. Black Americans are stupid. They really think that we're idiots and things like that. That they're more superior than we are. Oh yeah, I've been there. I'm not talking about somebody. Some of them Nigerians are some of the nastiest people, but we'll go with them because they got money and everything. And I ain't going to go there. That not all of them. I'm not saying that, but the ones that I have encountered in the city of Chicago and being in the North and anywhere that I have gone and they have been there, they look at you can't even. They won't riot you in their cab. I'm gonna tell you this right now. In the city of Chicago, there are more Nigerians and West Africans that drive in cabs. They don't go to the south or the west side. They're not going. If you're not in the downtown facility or vicinity or the north side or the north suburb somewhere or some real exclusive Oak Lawn somewhere like that, you're not going. Oh, they like all that because there's certain things that they get. And Uber and Lyft kind of knocked them out. That's another subject. Okay. Okay. Now they get also. Let's see. Uh, help enroll children in school. Same public education, college too. Community colleges. Why do you think the community colleges are filled with immigrants and filled with Muslims and filled with different people? Because it's a free education. Once you get out of community college, you get an associate's degree. That means you can go in, you can enroll in any other college, and they still get help for school. And we paying for student loans. Do you hear? Help enroll children, meaning any minor child that they got a right to register them, they got a right to a college education. Now these is refugees. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Legal assistance. Mm, check this out. Not only that, we're going to help you get a green card. Applying for a green card after 1 year of these services and citizenship after 5. Ain't nobody paid no taxes. Are y'all with me on this? Ain't nobody paid no nothing. Ain't contributed back to nothing. And we bringing these people over that got money. Trump say we gonna say not Haitians. Yeah, help people that ain't never had a decent meal to eat or wash their tail or have a shower or could go to the grocery store with their family and say, man, we can pick something and we can live a little bit different than where we come from. I'm not talking about them folks. I'm talking about rich, white, Anglo Saxons. The floor is yours, Brother Lee and Foxy.
Okay.
What? Go
I,
ahead,
I
sister.
Okay,
posted
don't
it.
all come at one time. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
I went ahead and
Okay,
put
go
in the
ahead.
chat where they can find this information and more information if they desire. It's called Americana, and I put it in the chat in YouTube. It won't let me put it in here to StreamYard, but I put it in YouTube. So anybody wants to go back and review this for themselves and see more information about this, they can go to that site. It's called Africanas dot com, and it tells you everything you want to know about this in some.
Okay.
And and what I'm seeing is, like Brother Lee said, they're not suppressed. They're not in poverty. They're not going through, as he said, these people are fleeing for their lives. They un I'm sorry, they're unemployed. That's all it is. They suffer from unemployment. They no
No,
longer
no,
able.
no. They ain't unemployed. Wait. These people got money.
They
These
got money,
people
but
they got money. They ain't unemployed. They ain't unemployed.
wait a minute.
They ain't got to
This is
work
what they're
another day in
saying.
their life. But this is what they're getting in addition to the day. You don't have to pay for nothing. They
But
getting
see,
a
this is what
free
they're saying.
check.
Look, this
Uh-huh.
is what they're telling everybody. They're unemployed. That's why I keep saying they're unemployed, because that's the narrative they're saying. They're unemployed. They can't find work over there in Africa. Listen to what they're saying, not what actually is going on. This is what they're saying.
Okay, wait, let me clear something up real quick. No, Penelope, we're not talking about all refugees, those that are legitimate refugees. No, we're talking about a particular instance that happened. White South African, rich South Africans have applied to the United States through Elon Musk to come over here to this country because they saying they're fleeing persecution, they're fleeing racism, and they whooping them and taking their land and everything, which is not the case in South Africa. They are not whooping and making people doing to them what they did to us in South Africa. They just want to get over here because there are more opportunities through Elon Musk. These are his people. About 59 or 60 of them came over in a chartered plane, and the lie that they said that these people were refugees. Now, legitimate refugees that need the help and assistance, we all need some. I still have a problem with services that they receiving, and I have not even received a tenth of the service or offered to me as a citizen of this country. That's what I'm saying, Penelope. I'm not saying that all refugees come over and they have money or they rich. They may be some sheiks or something. I don't know. And I'm being facetious when I'm saying that. I'm saying these white South Africans came over here, Brother Lee. You might have to kind of refresh the audience memory a little bit that these ain't no po folks. Come on, Brother Lee, help me out. Get them off my back. They got me in the corner. Go ahead.
Well, these people that are coming from South Africa, they are wealthy people.
Not
Donald
you,
Trump is not.
Penelope, but go.
Donald Trump is not looking for the people on the street, the middle class white folks over there. First, he's getting his rich, wealthy friends that are Caucasians, that are what they call Afrikaners. They're getting them first. They're getting first dibs on that plane, on that chartered jet, and they're getting first dibs on land that are owned by citizens that are here. See, we have to understand they coming here to get the land. They coming here to buy property. They coming up here to mistreat you. And see, here's the thing: what we don't know about Nigeria, I don't know. I'm not uh, deep into the Nigerian history, but I do know that that's a Christian country. Now, when we say Christian country, that's a country that's been overtaken by Caucasians. Their religion has been changed. They have some of the biggest mega churches over there. And I just wanted to touch on Nigeria for a minute. They are
Yeah,
brainwashed.
tell the truth, Lee. Come on with it. Come on. You know that's exactly true.
They are brainwashed.
Benny Hinn, them, all them been over there helping
Yes,
them Africans.
yes, and they have mega churches. You haven't seen a church till you've been in Nigeria. They are huge, and they are very misled. They are brainwashed by the very Caucasians that took that country over. That country was occupied by the Europeans for decades, not just decades, hundreds of years. You think slavery started when they just gathered them up and took them west? No, they had slaves there. They were overrunning those people then. That country, there's very few countries in on the continent of Africa that's never been ruled by Caucasians. There are a few countries in Africa that has been independent since the beginning, and most of those countries in Africa was overtaken by the Caucasians. And now black folks are saying, look, we want our country back. And here's the thing, here's the crazy part about it. These Europeans that live in these countries and on the continent of Africa are saying that we're being misplaced. You weren't supposed to be there in the first place. They suppressed the whole continent. And you know what? I'm going to tell you like this, what we don't really realize. And I'm going to say this is a fact. When you see those revolutions and they get countries that having those revolutions all the time and it's getting turned over, it seems like every 10 years, every 20 years, it's a revolution. And this leader's being assassinated and this one's being assassinated. That's due to the Caucasians that are unstabilizing these countries so they can get their resources. See, they get over there and they send their police force. I don't want to use the other names. They got these letters that they use to send these people over. They got the CIA and other letters that they send over there to take over these countries. See, that's why they don't like Venezuela. It's because they can't control it. They have a huge amount of resources, but they unstabilize that country so they can't grow, so they can't control themselves, so they can't thrive, so to keep the instability in these countries. And you read about, say, man, Venezuela look like they're going to go communist. If I were to ask somebody on the street, I can ask a listener out there and ask them what communism is. I guarantee you don't fully understand it. You don't fully understand socialism.
Yeah. Well, that's why we had the Mack Man. Yeah, that's why we got the Mack Man Boy show, because we bring you information and inspiration. The information first. We boogie woogie later. We go. I mean, we can celebrate later, but you got to know for yourself what's going on and what's happening. The diversions that they're putting before us, folks, and the tricks and the sleight of hand that they're doing, they're letting you know that we're bringing in reinforcement through the immigrant system, through this system that give and will help them to achieve that they do. In Texas, Lee said something about this. I'm bringing you back to Foxy in a second. Lee said something about this, that they're coming to buy up land. There's a place in Texas, for those of you all that don't know, this is where journalism comes in, that Elon Musk is buying for a superconductor. He's buying a whole city, 2 counties, land grab right there in the state of Texas. Republican ran. They're making one in an information IT system in the state of Mississippi. $10 billion for the state of Mississippi. An IT for a place for somewhere for Amazon or something like that, some kind of super customer service organization, IT and stuff there. So the money is there. They're dumping this money. Lee said it right. We got to have somebody to run it. We're not going to let these young people that got these degrees. And how many people had graduations? I forgot to I can't put it in. They won't let me put it in. Yeah, y'all don't forget your $10 donation. Um, uh, that they had graduations for these college students that got all these college students that got this education and knowledge that can't get a job or they won't let in the job market. No more affirmative action. We got to knock these programs out of the way. DEI and all that old stuff. We knocking all of that out the box because we got these people coming over. One, they knew we didn't have the population. They didn't have the population. That's why Trump cut off the census. They knew that there were too many people of color. Am I right or wrong, folks, on this panel? If I am, straighten me out and call me. Say, hey, Miss James, you wrong. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
He stopped the census, Lee, didn't he? Stop the
I
census.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Okay.
Yes, he
And I'm
did.
going to let y'all come on in. I done said that, though, to say that because he stopped the census, they knew that they don't want no abortion here. They don't want the white women aborting them babies. They don't want it. We anti-abortion. We don't want it. You can be in danger. They could be physically and whatever sick as long as them numbers is there and they white folks, they want them. Blind, crippling, crazy, all kinds of things. They don't care what. And if they got to bring these people over, who would have ever thought bringing over those people from South Africa that's still making money over there? White people are still making money over in South Africa. I turn the microphones over to you two again. Go ahead. Help yourself.
Okay,
Well,
I want to bring
go.
this attention. South Africa has a relatively large white population, making up about 7.3% of the total population in South Africa. And they are suppressed? Really? Okay. And 1% of that is is in other parts of Africa. But South Africa has the largest number of white population. And now they're coming over here saying that they are suppressed, they are being scandalized and talked about and da 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 da. They fleeing over here because they are no, you fleeing over here because you can't take over the South Africa no more. We got a black president over there, and she's a female, and you don't and you can't run the country, that part of the country like you used to. So now you want to come over here and run our country. Wake up, everybody. They're not over there because everything going against them. They're coming over here so they continue to do what they've been doing. Now they're trying to take over our country. Wake up. That's all I got to say.
Well, sister, I would say you're right, and I would say that yes, they are a small percentage of what's in South Africa as far as white folks, and they had the power, and they were restricting black folks before Mandela became president. Black folks couldn't travel, they couldn't speak out, they couldn't they had you know what, and the white South Africans had a law that black folks over there, the citizens of that country, the people of that country, could not learn the English. They wanted them to speak the tongues that they wanted them to speak. They would not educate them in any language they choose, or they would restrict them in education. They would restrict them where they could live and travel and speak and everything. We're talking about 2 million or 3 million white folks and 20 something million black folks, over 20, 30 million black folks in that country. White folks had their right to vote and denied over 25, 30 million people the right to vote. And one thing I disagree with, on one point I disagree with Nelson Mandela on, is that when he took power, he should have kicked everybody out. Every Caucasian he saw should have had to go. And I would say that I don't
I
agree with
agree.
him. I don't agree with. I think he was, and I understand why he did it. He said we can not treat them like they treated us, but it was his vision. I think was blurred because he didn't see what they were capable of. You can't keep the devil next to your shoulder, and he should have just well hindsight 2020 and he should have took that land that they possessed and those businesses that they had because you know what they didn't stand up for the people of that country, the black folks. So if you're not standing up for them, then you're against them. So why would I allow you to keep your property? Why would I allow you to keep your homes? Why would I allow you to keep those things and keep us in shanty houses where we call not even a house, is a shack with a tin roof with no doors and some of them, and you know you're living in all crowded together on a reservation that the white folks pick for you in your own country. And see, and that's the thing. See, and then we gonna redo it all over again, bring them over here because they can't own the property that they were illegally owning. See, that's illegal. But we allowed that to happen. They allowed it,
Exactly.
you know, and we continue to support South Africa with those white folks before Mandela took over. And we didn't say much about it. They were fighting for independence for years and couldn't get it. And see, and that's the thing. They put Nelson Mandela in jail and hundreds and thousands of others. They were annihilating and they were incarcerated for indefinite amount of time. So, and what's happening here is outrageous. I'm gonna tell you
Mhm.
some Caucasians are showing you who they are. And see, we keep saying because some of them don't act like that. So we say all Caucasians ain't bad. All Caucasians ain't doing this. It's some good Caucasians. But let me explain something to you, brothers and sisters. Listen, when someone steals something and brings it to your house and gives it to you, and you just continue to use what they've stolen, you're just as guilty as the thief. See, white folks are benefiting from slavery today. Your friends that are white, your relatives that are white, are benefiting from what slavery. They are benefiting from slavery. These white folks are benefiting from slavery today. When they don't speak up and don't here's the thing. When I tell you, listen,
Oh, I'm
the thing
sorry.
about this is that when a Caucasian person don't acquiesce, or when I mean acquiesce, deny their privileges, well then you still benefiting from those very privileges that was stolen. So when a white person say, "Well, I ain't stealing. I work for everything I get," no, you didn't. No, not. I'm gonna tell you something. Not one white person deserves what they have because they got it by stealing it under false
Yeah.
pretenses. See, that's the
I
thing.
want. I
We
wanted
think
to let me say something real quick. Hold on. No, I'm not, I'm going to bring you back. We got a little bit of an extension because this is some this is good information that we have. I want to thank Alice. I know you got to go. Penelope, if you can stick around if you can to help moderate it with us. We're going to have to work this out a little bit. We're going to go. We're going to keep rolling. Come on, brother Lee and Foxy, with you continue, and we got about 7 minutes. Go ahead.
well, I'm not going to take too much of the time, but I'm just going to say this because we get so benevolent with Caucasians that we say they're all not bad, but they're benefiting from the very resources that were stolen. Even the nice ones that are nice to you, they nice because they on top. They nice because it was stolen property, stolen from the slaves that free labor. So
Exactly.
when you say all white folks ain't bad, I say you a lie because they benefiting from that privilege. See, the reason why they can march with you and go back to that nice house. They can march with you and know they not gonna sit in jail like you. They can march with you because they know they're not gonna live like you. And it makes them feel good when they say black folks need power, black folks need some resources. Black they say it, but they go back to bed in their nice neighborhoods. They don't have to suffer like we suffer. So when your white friend tell you he wrong, they lie. That's what I have to say.
Well, Brother Lee, I agree with you. Just like now. Okay, they out here had all these marches all over the United States. Not one time did the police interfere. Not one time did the police do tear gas on them, do rubber bullets on them. But if we had got out there and marched like that throughout the United States, which we had before, we got the royal treatment of tear gas, rubber bullets, manhandled, thrown to the ground, all the things that they are not receiving with their marches. They're able to crowd together and protest, and nothing happens. And he's waiting for us. Now look at the difference. They protested. He's not one time asked for martial law. But just as soon as we go out there and do the same exact things they did, it's martial law now throughout the whole United States. That's what privileges give to them. I had a young lady that was on one of the channels I was on one night, and she got mad at me because of my work history, my work ethics. And she said, "That's because you were privileged." And I said, "How was I privileged?" She said, "Because I'm from Poland and I'm white and I'm a woman and I don't have a job now, but you could get a job." And she was literally mad at me because I can get a job, but she can't have her privilege no more. That tells you right there. And the whole time she been coming on the channel, she been a support and talking nice and being nice. But when they did the DEI, you saw the real her. That's why I can agree with Brother Lee, because they show you the niceness, but when it affects them, then you see the real them and you see the real who they are. And that's the problem. They know how to hide behind. They don't do the sheets no more. They hide behind the mask, and then they come out when they need to take the mask off to let you see who they really are. And it shocked me. She was like, Penelope said, Poland. Her issue is with her country. No, yes, she's upset with her country. She
Mhm.
said she her parents came over here from Poland because they were going through something, and they came over here as immigrants, and then now she's upset because they were getting all this that these refugees are getting. They're not getting these things no more because of DEI. Now she's mad at us blacks. I said, what we do to you? Because y'all can still get some of that. We can't. She was really upset. These people can get these things when they come over here, but if the DI step in, all of a sudden now you mad at the world because we took it from you, your privilege from you. So that's why I can agree with Brother Lee about their privilege. They think that they
Yeah,
have privileges to do anything and have anything, and
but they
when they,
don't.
and when they find out that certain things are taken from them that they've been had, and they can't use it no more. Then they mad at us because God has blessed us to
That's right.
interfere
But that,
to help us to still have some of it. We may not have all that we desire, that we supposed to have, but we still have some
why?
of it that they don't have anymore. So
Right.
my mind is blown about how
Mhm.
they're coming out now mad with the United States and mad with
Yeah.
us blacks because we still can get some of the privileges. Now we may not
All
have
right.
all, but we can still get
Mhm.
some of it. They mad because
Right.
they can't get none of it anymore because of DEI and some other things. They lost
Right.
their jobs because
Well,
of DEI and they thought it supposed to be
well,
for us,
I
but
want
it
to
didn't
say, I
happen
want
for
to say
them.
that that's true. I want to say that, and forgive me for, I didn't mean to cut you off because we're right at the last couple of minutes of our broadcast. We're a little bit limited today in our little technology. I want to thank Brother Lee Mack, our co-host, and I want to thank Foxy 2, Roxy 3 of the Foxy Angel Zone for being here with us. We're not through with this, folks. This is just, we haven't even gotten to half of this page yet of the information that was sent to me through Foxy. And once again, I want to thank you. We got to put this on the front burner. And like I said, in order for us to move forward, we got to know what direction we're going in and what we're dealing with. That's the only reason that we bring out this information and inspiration to you. But let's get the information first. We're going to get inspiration because you got to know what's going on. Don't have your head in the sand that these things don't go on. They're going on right now before us in our eyes, and we're going to bring awareness to it. And for people that sometimes have a problem with what we're talking about and what we're saying, I'm a journalist. This is a broadcast. This is a news and information broadcast for all subjects that are there. And we don't have to explain that. We've been on almost a year and a half. The Mack Man Morning Show has always been here. And Penelope, we want to thank you for being here. And thank you for, you lit this chat up today. And you got to, find, she's doing some work. She felt a little bad, I guess. She's in the bushes, but she's doing what she do. And we're just happy to know she's been with us from day one. Penelope and Alice have been with us from day one. And they, as you see, she's got that monkey wrench as a moderator for most of y'all that are looking in the chat, you'll see. And I'm just grateful for all of you. Diane Black, I'll be in touch with you. There's some interesting things that are getting ready to go on here at the Mack Man Morning Show. We're not leaving. We're not going anywhere. And once again, let me just say to our co-host, Brother Lee Mack, thank you for what you have done. And to Foxy, thank you for all the research. We ain't through. We got a whole, man, I got to send this. And if you want this, we're going to get it. See, Penelope always says something out the way. Anyway, not out the way. That's just her, y'all. We're just going to continue to do that we do. Listen, this is the Mack Man Morning Show. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast right here on Mack Media 3 Productions, LLC, the Mack Man Morning Show morning. WKRA 92.7 FM is our licensed carrier. And we thank all of you for being with us. And we'll see you on tomorrow on the Mack Man Morning Show. This is James Mack. We out of here.
It's a